Hey guys, welcome to another video. I bring you some more bad news in this video. People on an H-1B right now, they're scared. They're scared whether they're going to be able to stay in the United States, whether they're going to be able to work in the US, whether their families, their children who are going to schools in the US, are they going to be able to sort of continue doing that? Okay, and they're scared about that because of the recent actions of President Donald Trump. That's what's going on. And another action came in a few hours ago. An executive order came in, and this is what it says. This is the official website of the White House. This is actually the official executive order. It says executive order on aligning federal contracting and hiring practices with the interests of American workers. That's what it says. And we're just going to briefly go over it. I'm just going to tell you the news. Now, if you actually go over it, you read through it, it's telling you what has changed, and then it's telling you a lot of logistics about how things are going to be carried out, how the changes are going to be carried out. So I don't want to bore you with the details over there. So, I read this whole thing, and a lot of it is just stuff that will go over our heads. So we'll just take a look at the simpler version. I know I usually read the official one, but in this case, we'll make an exception. I'll just tell you about it over here. Donald Trump bans H-1B visa technology workers on federal government contracts. So, what is this about? See, there's a lot of government organizations in the US, right? Like in your country also, you would know there would be government organizations set up by the government who are doing work for the government, right? Those people in the US, let's say, there are federal companies, federal, organizations that are working towards their goals, doing something to basically continue the services of the country, right? And those people often hire H-1B workers as well. So it's not just the big giants, Amazon, Google, all of these countries of course exist, but some people also start working for the federal government. Okay, now they may think they're protected, but in this case, it turns out to be the exact opposite. So Donald Trump is actually telling these companies that they should hire American people, and what, they have to let those H-1B workers go because of the pandemic right now. The jobs are less, and that's what he's saying. He's saying, remove them, bring in the American workers. We'll just go over the actual news report over here, and I'll tell you exactly what's going on, okay? So, this one is important over here. US President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Monday that bans technology workers on H-1B visa from replacing American citizens. The key word over here is bans. He literally banned them, okay? Now, these American citizens, they're talking about it in federal government contracts. So federal government organizations often give out contracts, contract jobs, just like contracts are carried out in whatever country, any organization, they also do it. And he's basically banned them contracts from actually getting to people who are working on an H-1B. Okay, so the order will ensure that federal agencies prioritize hiring American workers and not people with an H-1B. Okay, so he says, we believe that the jobs must be offered to American workers first, and that's what he said. So the order mandated all federal agencies to carry out an internal audit, assess whether they are in compliance, blah, blah, blah. That's not important. Department Labor will also finalize, this is important over here then. Department of Labor will also finalize a guidance to prevent H-1B workers from moving H-1B workers to other employers' job sites to displace American workers. So they're really taking this seriously. What they're saying is, let's say that you're on an H-1B and you're basically working on a contractual job, okay, with a federal agency, okay? Could be any federal agency, could be DHS, could be anyone. Let's say that you're working with them, and what happens is, this order comes out, and what you think to yourself is, okay, I have to change a job. I need to find a new employer who will be ready to file my H-1B, right? Who would be ready to support me in this case. But what they're saying is this order also prevents that from happening. If you're displacing another American in another job, that's not going to slide. That's not something that they're going to let you do. Okay, so that's what they're talking about. At least that's what I understand at this point. Again, the details are a little bit fuzzy, but this is what is going on. And this decision, let me tell you why this came out, what happened really, what triggered this decision. So Trump's decision to ban H-1B visas comes after the federally owned Tennessee Valley authorities said that they will outsource 20% of its technology jobs to companies based in foreign countries. All right, so they're saying there's this organizations, all right, TVA, it's a federal organization, they're working, what they're saying is they'll outsource 20% of their technology jobs to federal basically workers on H-1B, and that's what Trump did not like at all. It's insanity, but around 200 American workers were to lose their jobs over the next 5 years, said the order. So basically, he's trying to protect those American workers, and at the same time, what he also did was he, removed all the other H-1B workers who were already working, like who had done nothing wrong, who were just working in the US. They have, God knows, they invested so much in that country. That's how they got their H-1B. That's what I'm assuming. No one just, most people don't just go over there and get their H-1B. People first invest a lot in that country and then they get to actually use that H-1B, right? And he's just taking it away from them. That's what is going on. And this is actually very, very sad. And, then there's some other details. All of that's not necessary, but this is again the same thing. We already talked about this in the last few videos as well. Over the last few months, the Trump administration has taken several steps towards protecting American jobs by suspending H-1B, L-1 and J-1 visas till the end of the year. And we know why he's doing that. We understand that as a president you have to do things to actually create more jobs in the country. And every time he comes out and he says we have created so many jobs in the economy, but when you look at how these jobs are being created, I feel it's a bit unethical. You're taking jobs away from legitimate people who have done nothing wrong. God forbid if they have done some sort of a small amount of a crime. It's not really a crime, you can say it's a felony, or like a thing like basically you can say even a parking ticket or something like that, right? And he's targeting those people, which is not cool. And this time, these are people who have done nothing wrong, literally. And they're going to be targeted and they're going to be dealing with this. So this needs to stop. And finally, again, they're talking about how Trump is facing the election. In November, elections are coming up, and all of these actions may be triggered by that as well. But either way, I think it's a very, very bad decision that he's making. I do not agree with it at all. People who are, not able to survive without a job during this pandemic, and he's basically taking jobs away from some people and giving it to some other people. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? If you have to create jobs, there has to be some other way. And yeah, that's the unfortunate news I wanted to give you. Hopefully things will get better after December. That's when the ban also ends on the visa types and everything. But for now, what I'll say is the situation is very, very flimsy. We do not know where it's gonna go. And sorry if you're affected by this. If you're affected, try checking out, like, I know one way to actually fix this. What you can do is you can switch to a B1 visa, talk to an immigration attorney, try to do that, try to get a change of status if there's no other employer willing to sponsor you. But B1 visa will protect you for at least 6 months, right? So do that. It might just buy you some time, or you can basically find another employer. All right, hopefully this video helps. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I really want to know your views. What you think? Is it what he's doing, is it correct, or is there another way possible? So let us know that. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.